Good morning. Good morning. It is Lily on the go. We are officially at the end of July 31st, the last day of the month, and I am not at the stairs. If you haven't noticed, I had recorded my 3 days of Staircase Chronicle, but they were short, and I was like, you know what? Let's test this algorithm and see what happens if I skip a few days and then throw something in and put another one in to see if it changes viewership. But either way, I was all intended to do the recordings, and I just wanted to make sure I tested out. So I am not at the stairs because right now I am stuck on this couch. I legit was doing a foot, what do you call that? Like a foot massage thingy. Yeah, like the spa, the home spas, because I felt like my heels and feet were just aching. I've been doing all my walkings and doing all the physical activities, but my feet was just tired being in sneakers or just standing. So I went out for a nice hour walk. Yes. And you can see like right now I have this greasy eye situation going on. Let me tell you why. I'm actually getting I have to start work soon, but I've been pushing doing this home spa for like 2 days now, and I'm like, no, my feet just needs a moment to soak. Okay, so today being the last day of the month, I figured while I'm sitting here, let's go ahead and put this video together, sharing what has happened the last 3 days that I didn't do Staircase Chronicle. So the reason why my eye is kind of greasy looking, I had finally decided to go to the dermatologist, right? I kind of booked the appointment because I asked a lot of people for recommendations, and not a lot of people really go to the dermatologist, or they didn't have someone they can recommend. And the medical system, the healthcare system has never been a place where I ever felt like that's just an industry that I know it's all about money. And, because as soon as you call, what kind of insurance you have, that is so important. And I knew seeing a specialist, I just thought that they were going to I don't know. I have this expectation that people are just going to do their job, not only do their job, but be very helpful, beneficial, especially if it's a first time person, because if you give them that experience and like showing that you really genuinely care, or, about them, that's how you can sell or get them to stay and use your services a lot more. And I guess me coming from such a service oriented background, I really think even just going, you don't even have to go beyond, just do your job, right? So let me be quick before this video gets too long. Maybe I have to change my mind. Excuse me. I have to change my mindset and the way I think of businesses nowadays. Because let me tell you, service is not servicing at all. So when I booked my appointment, I already knew in my mind, had the expectation, this is the healthcare system. I know what it is. And I've never been a person that has been sick. Like, I lived in Georgia for 7 years and never had health insurance, right? And this was when Obama come up with Obamacare and everybody required to have insurance. That was the worst. Like, what the heck? I was perfectly fine. And when I came to Florida, I barely was sick. I just had the insurance and was forced to go get a checkup. It wasn't till this 40th, these 2 years ago, when I actually became sick out of nowhere, and I was in the hospital and unconscious and all this stuff. Lately, I've been having little things, nothing crazy, right? But little things here and there. So like my eyes, for example, I had a swollen gland that was still kind of came back. I don't know if it's stress related, but I think it is, because it is back again. And literally, like, I can grab this, which this was never a thing, but it could be age as well. That's the same thing I thought about my eyes, that perhaps it's aging, and I never really put cream or anything like that in my eyes in the past. So yeah. Anyway, I made the appointment with the doctor, and that same day, And I should have known the fact that he had a lot of openings, that wasn't a very good sign. Anyway, my eyes was already getting better because it was bad where I couldn't open my eyes in the morning. It was so dry and scaly. But lately I've been trying so many different products, so it gotten better. I just wanted to make sure they check it to make sure there was nothing, like I need to be concerned about. Paid my copay of a whole $50 and then got to the doctor's office. I mean, the person who checked me in showed more concern about what I was using and really asked questions. And maybe I feel like if I met the doctor should be more concerned, because at the end of the day, you're the person who's responsible for me. So anyway, yeah, she asked me questions. They asked me, what I was doing before, what may have caused it. I've done nothing different. Okay. The doctor comes in and it's a young looking Caucasian male. And he didn't even touch my eyes. He just kind of was like looking at it when I closed it, asked similar questions, and then said, oh yeah, you should be fine. It's just a quotas, we'll give you this cream. It should clear up very soon, and only use it for about a week, because I said, I don't want it to start like making this way too light. And then now I look like I'm bleaching my skin. So he's like, yeah, use it for a few days and then you should be all good. And then there was like this spot which was dry or something. I showed him that and he was like, oh, that's just a little dry area. So we'll get you that medication and we could see you probably another month. For what? If the medication is supposed to work, why am I coming back to do what? So then he proceeds to say, oh, do you have Google? You can give a 5-star grading. For what? Guys, I don't know. I was so stunned because I am a new patient. And I specifically told him I haven't really ever seen a dermatologist. Why would you not, if I'm a new patient, why wouldn't you check, what products are you using on your face? Do you have any issues, any concerns? Nothing. So I spoke to another person who I know is in the healthcare field. And she was like, what did you want him to do? I said, is that how you guys run your business? This is how you run your practice? And then have the nerve to ask me to write a review for what? It's like when I go order a cup of coffee and you want me to tip you for what? For getting the cup of coffee? Wasn't that it built in the cost? So I know it's not about being, what's the word? It's not about being entitled. It's about, you want me to give you extra for what? If you didn't do anything extra. And for me, it really bothers me because this is why maybe a lot of people never really recommend certain places. And I don't recommend places, especially like none of my doctors I have are, nope. Don't ask me because I don't, the level of service I would have anticipated, we don't get that. And I don't know if it's because they're in a rush or, they just want to get to the next person, or it's never that critical. No, like for the amount of stuff, like my gland situation, all these things that I'm saying and getting, complaining to these doctors, nobody's really like, okay, maybe we should check this out. It's always like, oh, they really care about what the problem is and give you a medication for it. So quick to write you a prescription for it. And I'm just like, yeah, that's obviously because everybody's making money off of that. So I say this because I feel like maybe the level of stress I'm putting myself or I'm feeling, that I just need to make sure that I'm looking out for my personal health and know that these systems that are out there, they're not here. They're not checking for you. And it's the reality because I think us Americans really think that the healthcare is, really for that. So number one thing is know that the system's not here for you. And people always say, go to someone who looks like you, or that really would understand where you're coming from. Because I think that if I had a woman dermatologist, she probably would have been more like, because she understands as a woman, your face, is important. I think she would have been a little bit more attuned or attentive to just making sure that I was okay with my appearance or my skin. right? If she saw that, oh, your face is really dry, what are you doing? Why are you not doing? You know what I mean? I think probably had a little bit more concern there. Just like when I had the gland, when I went to the urgent care and I went to a lady and she was like, oh, okay, we'll take the rest of the few days off. Then I was like, oh, shoot. I never really thought about going to a woman healthcare person specifically, because to me, a doctor is a doctor. Especially, you know what I mean? So I never really, but now I'm realizing that going to someone who actually looks like me and who is a woman who is of ethnic background, you could say, Haitian even better. Like, I think there's a level of extra care that you do kind of get. And I'm not saying that's across the board, but I think that I have to start being very conscious of that, because the level of care I've gotten from the men in terms of healthcare, yeah, it's just kind of like, what's next? Even a doctor who does my blood, I don't know what you call those blood doctors, hemoglobin, whatever, not hemoglobin, but yeah, my oncologist person, literally, they take my blood, and then I go to his room and he just tells me, okay, your blood looks this is that. And he'll ask me a few other questions. How are you feeling? Any headaches? And then that's it. And in people's mind, people who also work in the healthcare, they be like, what else did you want him to do? But that's the problem. That is the problem. Like, I don't know. So it's just me just kind of realizing that I always kind of knew, but I'm seeing it firsthand experience. Like, you are absolutely just a number or just a person. And when they say, oh, you got to really share your thing, I have. I have shared my concern. Don't mind me, I was drinking coffee. But I've shared my concern, and it was just like, oh, okay. And that's it. So I don't know if it's a Florida thing. It's too hot in the heat. These doctors just don't really care. Or is it me having this high expectation? But yeah, unfortunately, I got to make sure I take care of my own personal health and do what I need to do. And take stuff internally to build my system and my immune system specifically, and drink a whole bunch of water, because that's gonna be important. Because definitely not count on these healthcare people. I'm sure they are saving lives, okay? I'm sure they are, okay? But after they finish save your life, expect that's all you're gonna get, pretty much. So yeah, let me get to my work, because I have a couple of things going on, and I made this video just so longer. I am testing out this algorithm. We just have about 10 more days left, because we officially are day 31. So we have 9 more days left. And I have to prepare for a big trip coming up. So next few days are gonna be pretty quick. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and don't mind my venting, but if what's your thoughts about these healthcare system here? Because yeah. All right. Have a great day. Thank you for coming to Staircase Chronicle. This is not the stairs, but don't worry. We'll be back tomorrow.